Hi and welcome to the Leaders Serving Beaver County videocast. I'm Mark Miner and I'm here today with Dr. John Stanko in our continuing series on Forged in Steel, the 7-time tested leadership principles practiced by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm Mark Miner, the publisher, and John, you spoke at this morning's presentation here.
I did.
At Penn State Beaver. And tell us a little bit about what passionate execution is the Steeler way and the Stanko way?
Sure. Well, let me quote exactly from Forged in Steel. It says that in this session or around this habit or this value, you will learn that passion means maintaining a love for your work, the power that comes from planning your second half of your life, and the clarity that comes with rest and solitude. So the key words are love, power, and clarity. And obviously the Steelers have stood for this. They are renowned throughout professional sports and in the NFL for their passionate execution of winning. But I think, to me, not just winning, but how they've engaged the community.
Yes.
And I know every team has followers, but the Steelers' passion sets them apart. Let me just a little anecdotal story. My mother was celebrating her 90th birthday, and I sent something to the Steelers to honor her. And then I was eating on the north side, ran into Dan Rooney and his wife. So I mentioned that I had sent something. You know, he went back, he followed through, and they sent a proclamation for Sophia Stanko, a lifelong Steeler fan. I know that's PR, but he didn't have to do that. Yeah. I mean, the value of the team, all that they do, but...
And it starts right at the top.
It starts right at the top. So, and obviously this is Leaders Serving Beaver County. So what we wanted to talk about was, how does passionate execution impact and affect leadership? How is it an expression of leadership?
And how do you see that? Why is passionate execution so important for the leadership function?
Well, you can't fake it. It has to start at the top. Gandhi said we must become the change that we seek.
Right.
We can't mandate that others be involved in passionate execution if we as the leaders aren't involved. And again, that starts with, it's not just a job. It's for Dan Rooney, that was what he did for our family. Was you can't put that on your to-do list. That has to emanate out of who you are. And so we consistently, and the thing I appreciate about a leader serving Beaver County is consistently trying to equip leaders, practically speaking, to be successful. And very often, leadership isn't what you do, it's who you are. And and as Ken Blanchard says, it's not something we do to people, it's something we do with people. And so the passionate execution starts at the top, but I think then we have to create a culture, we have to create an environment where passionate execution is not only expected, but people are empowered to do so. And I think that's where a lot of organizations break down.
And how do you pursue that? How do you pursue a culture of passionate execution where you live it and the values start at the top and they really filter all the way through the organization?
Well, Mark, I think it's not just the values, but I like to say it's putting people in places where they can succeed. I think we talk about building relationships with people, and that's just not getting to know them, knowing their favorite color. That may be a part of it, but I want to know what makes them tick, why they come to work, why they're working, what do they do in their off time. I'm trying to get to know them so that when an opportunity arises, or if an opportunity is already there, regardless of title, I can help shift that person to that area because they're going to succeed. We used the example in the session earlier that Ben Roethlisberger, we don't want a well-rounded football player. We want a good quarterback.
Yeah.
We don't give him six months of tackling skills and then 6 months of linebacker skills. And I think too often we've put people, we've just said it's common sense for customer service. No, it's not. We want somebody who is passionate about seeing the company connect with their customers, and if it's not right, they go the extra mile, not because it's in the manual to do it, but because it emanates from the essence of who they are. And that's why we say you can't fake it. Leaders can't fake it, and we can't ask people to fake it, because then it's just an act.
And what are the intrinsic motivators? You spoke about those this morning. Tell our listeners, viewers, what that's all about.
Well, I quoted from Kenneth Thomas in his book, Intrinsic Motivation at Work, and he talks about 4 areas that intrinsically motivate people, not about money, but about the joy of doing what it is that they're doing. And I see this play out again and again, Mark. Number 1 is meaningful work, the purpose behind the work, and people's purpose being correctly connected to that meaningful work, understanding how it fits in. The second area is choice, where people may be told what they have to do, but aren't micromanaged to how they're going to do it. They're held accountable for the results, but not the means. Ethical means, of course, but so they have some say in how we're going to do it, how we structure the work, how we prioritize it and order it. Then a third is competency, that people have an opportunity to not just do their work, but to get better at it, to be a craftsman, whether it's in customer service or being a tight end or being in marketing or whatever the case may be. And then finally, and the one that's always my Achilles heel, if it's not present, it just shuts me down, is progress. Can we see a sense of we're going someplace? And at the end of every season, every team tries to, we have something to build on. This is where we were last year. This is where we hope to be. This is where we're the end of this season. This is where we hope to be next year. And the teams that don't make progress, they struggle. Yeah. They can get good talent. They can pay the money, but those intrinsic motivators are missing. And I think the Steelers, all those things, while not necessarily talked about in the book, I think they are all present in the organization. And so that is in part why you see the passion and execution.
Well, John, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today and for your teaching about Chapter 5 of the book, Forged in Steel, on the topic of passionate execution. Our next class of Leaders Serving Beaver County will be on March 16th. It will be about Chapter 6, Deliberate Practice, which perhaps is the one value missing the most from today's business environment. Dr. Jim Dittmar, longtime leader of the Masters of Organizational Leadership program at Geneva College, will be teaching that class. To learn more about Leaders Serving Beaver County, visit our website at www.ls-bc.org. If you'd like your own inscribed, autographed copy of the book Forged in Steel, please visit the publisher's website at forgedinsteel.org.